Hey guys, today we're going to talk about African cultures and the Ashanti. So, if we look at the map of Africa, we see a circle region with an arrow pointing to it, and that's where the Ashanti kingdom originally was in West Africa. It was an empire, it was a very influential, large empire, and it was built by conquering other smaller kingdoms and incorporating them within the Ashanti Empire. The Ashanti were fierce warriors. They had great weapons technology for the time, they had great tactics for the time, and they were not afraid to go out and get what they wanted. They have this saying that says, if I go forward, I die. If I go backwards, I die. If I am going to die, better I am going forward. So that was that sort of that warrior mentality that allowed them to create this great empire. Today, they live predominantly in the rainforests of Ghana and Ivory Coast, and the Ashanti Kingdom is actually a subnation within Ghana. The population is just over 9 million today. So, a little bit of the history: they are a matrilineal society. That means that ancestry is traced through the mother's side, not the father's side. And so, this is because ancient beliefs say that when a child is conceived, the spirit comes from the father, but the flesh and the blood that makes the child living comes from the mother. And so we can trace the Ashanti through the females within the society. So in 1701, as I said earlier, the Ashanti defeated the surrounding clans and the smaller kingdoms, and they spread into the territories. To the victors go the spoil, is a saying, and that means that you get the natural resources, you get the money, you get what is in the territory you conquered. Unfortunately, that also means that you would often enslave the people that you conquered. And so we saw this happening. And the Ashanti would actually sell the slaves to the European merchants, along with gold and ivory that they had, in exchange for guns and other modern weapons. So by the early 1700s, what we saw was the Ashanti being one of the few West African states to actually have a standing army with modern firearms. And so that made them very powerful in the region. So this is a picture of the golden stool. So we're going to go back to that 1701 again. So the Ashanti have a meeting of all the different clan chiefs in the region in their kingdom. And a golden stool was conjured up from the heavens by a priest. And it happened to land on the lap of Osei Tutu, marking him the first king. Now, the priest who conjured this stool happened to be a very good friend and advisor of Osei Tutu. So it's just coincidental? I don't know. But the priest said that when this stool was conjured from the heavens, that it contained the soul of the Ashanti people. And if it ever disappeared, so would the Ashanti people. So it became a very important symbol for the kingdom, and it remains sacred today because for as long as this stool lasts and is in the hands of the rulers, the Ashanti people will continue to go on. A little bit more of the history. In 1902, the Ashanti Kingdom was crushed under the British, and they were made a protectorate under British rule. But eventually, Ghana was granted independence, and in 1935, the Ashanti Kingdom was allowed to reestablish within modern-day Ghana. And you can see on the map in the kind of golden region within the yellow where the Ashanti Kingdom is within Ghana. Their religion. They do practice modern religions such as Islam and Christianity, but traditional religions still play a very important part of their culture. So there is a supreme God in their traditional religion. There are also lower gods that help humans. There are spiritual and supernatural powers. Plants and animals have souls, and we refer to this often as animist, that idea of animals having souls. And then they also believe in fairies, witches, and forest monsters. So there's a lot of their traditional religion that is mixed into their modern day Christianity or Islamic beliefs. Their language comes from the Akan language. There are two dialects within Akan. One is Fante, one is Twi. The Ashanti speak Twi, and Asante is the major subdialect spoken of the Twi language. There are 3.8 million native speakers, mostly in that Ghana region, especially within the sub-kingdom within Ghana. So it is still spoken. It is not a dead language at all. And you can actually go on YouTube and you can learn Twi if you want to. So let's review. This is a matrilineal society located primarily in Ghana and Ivory Coast. There's a subnational Ashanti kingdom in Ghana. Twi is the major dialect. Asante is the major subdialect. Religious practices include traditional beliefs in spiritual and supernatural powers, as well as animism, mixed in with religions like Christianity and Islam that are more widely practiced today. And the golden stool legend is very important to the Ashanti culture because it says, if the stool survives, so do the people. All right, have a good day. Thanks, guys.